I'm Jules Hunt and I've got a studio gallery here in Byron Bay where I create my work and display it. I do some painting but mostly ceramic work. I've always done creative work and any form of creativity. I've got a background in graphic design and photography, so when my son was 2 and my daughter was 1, I thought it'd be nice to do work from home of some sort, so I was already doing ceramics and it became the next. I thought, well, I'll work on that, and it's just evolved from there. So she's now almost 9 years old, so it's 8 years, and I've developed my work along the way. All my work is, I really love colour and geometry and sort of the warmth of light. So these things come through in a lot of my pieces are very colourful and geometric in one style, and then the other pieces I carve them, so there's a lot of nature as well, so I like organic sort of forms, and the carved pieces generally have organic forms, such as this light here, and then the colourful pieces are more geometric. I have Malika, who's a trainee. She's doing an arts administration course, and she helps in all facets of the business, so slip casting, making the base pieces, which I then carve, and administration, yeah, all sorts of facets, and a huge help. The starting process is to cast the piece. Initially, a lot of like little birds and things I make, I have a prototype, so I design the prototype, then I have somebody who makes the mould for me. I can make them, but you've got to stick with what you can do well. And they make the mould, then Malika does most of the casting, which is taking the mould, you pour the wet clay into it, it's called slip casting, and when the clay gets thick enough you tip out the excess and you're left with the shape inside the mould. So then when it's at the right, it's still got to be damp, it can't be too dry, it can't be too wet, I then carve all the detail into it. Once they're dry, I fire them in the kiln for a bisque fire, then I glaze them, so I've got to glaze the inside of every single hole in the light of the piece, and glaze the whole inside and everything. So the glazing is just a good part of a day, just glazing a piece. Then fire them again, and then when the door comes open, hope that the piece is all in one piece. Aside of the carved work, a lot of the work I do is called slip trailing, where it's a mixture of clay and glaze. Then I work onto a blank piece, whether it be square or a platter. Or, I always liken it to icing on a cake, so I create this pattern generally I use black, so I create a pattern onto a piece, and then glaze, infill in every single circle and hole, glaze 2 to 3 coats of colour, and then fire it. So, and quite often when I'm glazing, the colours I'm working with look nothing like they're going to be once they're fired. So there's sort of you've got to predict what it's going to look like and hope that it's going to come out the way you hope. So a lot of it's learning through that process. So and that's I really enjoy doing, because there's a lot of colour involved. So, and the amount of work, when you get to the end and you see what comes about from it. So. Well, I feel very lucky that I get to do what I enjoy, and I think it's important to do what you enjoy for a living and try your best to keep working away at it. So I think that's really important. So for all those people who are creative, who want to, I think you just got to keep persevering, and the joy from it is far greater than doing something that you're not really enjoying, as far as work goes. So yeah, I feel very grateful. I've got a gallery space where I also have my studio space, a working area and a gallery space together, and I've made the gallery a warm and welcoming space so that locals and visitors alike can drop by, and I always like to have a chat to people, and some people enjoy seeing things in the process. So yeah, it's Byron Creative, which is 18th Centennial Circuit in Byron Bay, which is in the Arts and Industry Park, and a nice hub of creativity.